Okay. I had to go back and like re-record this. So thank you so much for joining me on my channel, A Very Good Life. My name is Aya. If you're dating a woman who has Mars and Aquarius, she is looking for a man that matches her passions, who has a heart for humanity. She also is looking for a smart man. She's not necessarily attracted to you because you're cute. Now, the interesting thing about Mars energy and attraction is that just because you value a certain thing, a certain aspect in someone as a person, doesn't mean they value that in themselves. And I find a lot of times with women, we are attracted to guys for our own reasons, because of how we're made and the things that we're attracted to. But the guy might not value that within himself. So if you're a guy listening to this, about dating a woman with Mars and Aquarius, she is attracted to you because you are smart. She is attracted to you because you are different. If you don't accept yourself, and how weird you are in society, and you're trying to be cool and you're trying to fit in, you will lose her. She won't respect you. Every man wants to be respected first and foremost. And so a lot of times, um, like I was saying before, there's a disconnect between what a woman respects in a guy, and what a man thinks a woman respects. And I'm saying that because in our society, a lot of men are putting up an image. And if you're dealing with a woman with Mars and Aquarius, she does not respect that. Um, and so if she is a highly sensitive person, she will most likely be compassionate towards you when it comes to that wound, and she'll try to help you be comfortable in your own skin, which is a mistake on her part, but most likely that's what she is going to try to do, because she's found somebody that she likes to talk to. She likes to talk. That's the way to her sexual energy. She wants to talk about the things she's passionate about in society and changing the world. And if you guys are like, yeah, me too, then she's getting hot and bothered. It's really that simple. Um, in other ways, you might not be able to reach her, like to reach her feminine energy, as far as like her nurturing side, you'll have to uh, kind of like, um, maybe you'll see that side of her if you take her to like an animal shelter or something, you know? Because I know what guys are looking for. They're looking for the feminine energy, and for them, for a man, the feminine energy is the mothering nature of a woman, the nurturing, the nourishment, the kindness and sweetness of the heart and soul of a woman. But if she has Mars in Aquarius, she is on a mission, and and if you don't see that in her or like that in her, then she won't be attracted to you for long. She wants a man that respects her mind, because she respects your mind. And so you'll have to put her in situations to see her nurturing side. And it's because she is a nurturer that she cares about humanity. So sometimes I feel like with dating, the upfront um, expressions may come out in a way that might not be attractive sometimes to the opposite sex. Like, I'm saying that having conversations about changing the world doesn't necessarily make a man attracted. So this woman might end up friend zoned a lot. Like, you know, okay, she's cool, we can talk, but that's not what guys looking for. A man is looking for, flirtation and respect for his masculine energy, and for a lot of men, respecting them is being sexually aroused, or showing that you're open to one day letting them in that way, and having conversations about like your mission, your purpose, your passion in saving the world doesn't make a man, does not attract a man, does not arouse his masculine energy. And so, yeah, that's really it. Like, I want, I feel like this will be a great woman to have on your side and have on your team. She uh, will have to understand and learn what you're looking for, looking to find naturally. Because I don't feel like men like to tell a woman, hey, I need you to show me your feminine energy. I'm losing traction. Just like a woman don't like to say to a guy, hey, I need you to bump up your protector and provider masculine energy for me, in order for me to know that you like me or you're attracted to me or that you want me. Like, nobody wants to say those things out loud. So I feel like there needs to be a learning, like maybe I honestly believe in people sitting down and getting their synastry and composite charts read, so that we can communicate. There's a communication that does need to happen, because apparently it's not automatic. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the session and in the 11th house. I'm going to redo the introduction because I forgot to do this first part. So, peace. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Aya, and you're listening to my YouTube channel, A Very Good Life. Today we're going to be continuing our Mars through the houses series. And I started off with the 12th house, and now we're going to the 11th house. And what I find interesting about going backwards is that I usually start at the first house, and my mind understands the natural development of the will. And then going backwards, I'm skipping a lot. That's how it feels in my brain. I'm like, well, the zodiac signs are actually levels of initiation, rites of passage, and development. And so you can tell how mature someone is looking at their chart by the placement of the signs, and then where their energies are, the planets are. So going the opposite direction, my mind just feels weird. It's just like, that's not the right order. Because I can usually predict the stages of development by the order things are in naturally. Anyway, I'm just having to say that. So with the 12th house and the 11th house energy, this is like not about you. That's why I'm saying that. The first few houses, the first 4 houses are about you. And so Mars would have like maybe a better time in those houses, because Mars is it's like about me. It's about the self. And so with Mars in the 11th house, for those of you who don't know, the 11th house has to do with Aquarius and Uranus energy. So any aspects with Aries, Mars, first house, Aquarius, Uranus energy, put those together, and I'm talking about you in some way, shape, or form, okay? And because it also depends on your other aspects in your chart, and yeah, anyway. All right. So with Mars in the 11th house, your will to live, your survival instinct, your passion for life, your soul, your personality, it's all used for the good of the collective. Okay? Also, this would denote you leading a group of people. And this is where your identity and personality will be purified, and you'll run into a lot of rage because you cannot predict or control human behavior. So Mars most of the time has a result that it wants. It's very passion oriented. So when you're dealing with high passions, you're dealing with, I want this certain result. And this is what drives me. This is what motivates me to get up in the morning and do what I do. So this is a very purpose-filled placement. You feel impassioned, you feel driven. Until you get disenfranchised from dealing with people, you might end up hating people for a little while. That fiery passion, you'd be like, well, what's the point of helping people if they're not going to appreciate it, if they're going to accuse me of having the wrong intent, or of being weird, or you might be made fun of socially, outcasted socially for your passion or maybe for your anger, and people may not understand it. And so this reminds me of someone like maybe a Malcolm X or a Martin Luther King. And I'm not saying that they have Mars in Aquarius. I'm just speaking of the fact that they, this Mars in Aquarius doesn't necessarily denote public speaking, so to speak, but Aquarius is an air sign. And I've been thinking about it. Mars in air and in water. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to keep those thoughts to myself for now. But I will just say, like, in Aquarius and like in Gemini and what's the other air sign? Aquarius, Gemini, missing something. Libra? Yeah. I don't know why my mind just skipped over Libra. And Libra, it would make you aggressive mentally in relationship with other people. And people might be like, all right, calm down. Like, okay, I get it, you know. But with Libra energy, it would make you have passionate relationships or combative debates with people. And in Gemini, you would feel like a passionate communication, or just a mental passion that you feel like you need to express. And in Aquarius, you would want to, really rile up the troops for a certain purpose on Earth to make a difference, and maybe in a sect of society that maybe other people aren't taking a stand on. You might stand alone. You might not be able at first to get people on your team and on your side. This is where you have to make a decision. Like, is what I'm fighting for worth what I'm going through in society and my relationships with people? Like, does it matter that much, or am I being a zealot? Am I fighting for the right cause? This is about, are you standing up for the right things, or are you just mad because you can't have your way? And so, like I was saying before, when dealing with relationship with people, you may overlook other people's feelings because Aquarius is super aloof. And so you might be trudging ahead with your mission. And you could have been like this ever since you were a little kid, like standing up for animal rights, standing up for the poor. I can imagine you having a stand for the homeless at the grocery store on the weekends, and all your friends are out like playing around, but you ain't playing no games at all. You're trying to change the world. You're trying to heal the earth, and you're trying to save the dolphins, and this is this is a drive inside of you, and so, yeah, I can see it going through different stages of development, though. That's all I'm saying is that, there might be sometimes you feel like, you have your second wind, and you're going to, it doesn't matter if anybody stands with me. It doesn't matter if I have to stand alone. I'm going to lead this charge, and people will hear about this, and so you would have to take yourself out of it, which would be hard for Mars to do. That will be part of your uh, evolution, with Uranus and Mars energy together, making a change, and you taking your ego out of it, and because that's where all the fights and bickering and arguing will come from in your friendships. It's like people might feel like you're dogmatic and you just don't want to be alone in your crazy way of exerting your or using your personality and independence. It's like you're making yourself a sacrificial lamb. And as far as your social status and stuff goes, I can see someone that has a nonprofit or is a philanthropist who doesn't really care about making a lot of money. And then you have to decide whether or not that's wise. There's just a lot of decisions here because this is such a big energy and a placement where Mars, its natural tendency is to be selfish, is to think about the self. And so a lot of your motivation will be because of the stuff that you've been through, and that you're angry about in society. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's lots of change that has been made in the world because people don't like the way they're being treated, or they see other people being treated, and you will be able to get people to work with you because of your passion and your leadership. Somebody has to be the leader. You will have people try to take you out of your position and are jealous, and there might be wars, philanthropy wars or whatever, of who is actually a good person. You have to make sure that your integrity and stuff is on solid ground. And so there's just lots of lessons here about higher mind meets lower mind intent, purpose, motivation, drive, passion. And so if you're going to let that Aquarius energy be your guide, you're definitely going to go on lots of different adventures and go through lots of different changes when it comes to your place in society and whether or not people even see you as a leader. Like people have to trust you and know you, which means you have to open up. And it's about like not just being a leader and telling other people what they need to do, but you have to walk the walk and talk the talk. And then you have to be compassionate towards other people, and that they may not be where you're at, but they might want to help out. And so you have to learn how to accept other people's level of passion, where they're at, which is, that's a huge task to take, for you to lead a charge and then have people around you who are lukewarm. They want to help, but they mostly just want to hang out or socialize or something like that. And you're like, look, I'm actually serious here. I can see that happening to where you're like imbeciles. I can't stand working with people. But you'll learn. You'll figure it out. It's like being a pastor of a church, or leading people, dealing with people. It's very lonely. This is not like a social thing. I know the 11th house is supposed to be social, but I find any planets or any energies that are in a 11th house experience extreme loneliness, like being in a crowd full of people but feeling like nobody sees you, nobody knows you. And if you put your like mission first and your freedom fighting first, then people won't know you. And people will only see you as someone that, is saving the world, and they might run away from you. Again, 11th house is always about finding your place in the world, your tribe, and so you might move or travel around looking for a place on earth where you can have both. like be your, like you can talk about like your passions, and then have great friendships as well. Oh, I forgot. I'll do that. I will re-record. I'll record something else about dating a woman with Mars and Aquarius. But that's really what I see. Tell me more about your experiences, because I don't have this placement, and so I can't. I can only read the energy on the outside. I'm not involved. So let me know if I'm correct or not. All right. Thank you so much. Peace to you.